Hello students, welcome once again on the next series of the lecture, that is lecture 3 and 4. And first I will be summing up the last lectures which we have covered. The last two lectures we are covering here microfinance and microfinancial institution. In the last lecture we have covered what are the microfinance institution, what is their need in the Indian economy or the Indian business, and how they perform in India, how they have evolved. Now, when we talk about microfinance, it is also important to know in which environment they are working. So, this lectures will be focusing on the environmental analysis of micro enterprises. If I say what is business environment, now we are taking the broader aspect of the business, that is the business environment. I am taking you to the business environment for the reason that the microfinance companies are also working in an environment. So, first we will be coming up with a broader outlook of business environment, then we will be going up to microfinance environment or the environment for the microfinance institution. So, if I say why do we study this business environment or why do I need to study this environment? We need to study first of all what is business environment. Business environment is the environment where our business works or the factors in which our business is performing. It may be a microfinance company, it may be a larger company, or it may be a large cap company, small cap company, it can be any type of business. But here it is very important to know that why do we need to study the business environment. There are four important features which make the business environment very important for any business to study. The first one is it is complex. What do we mean by complex? Complex means it comprises of n number of components which have their impact and they are very difficult to understand. So, when we are starting a business, we need to understand these things, and to understand this complexity, we need to study the environment. The second thing is the dynamism, or the factor is the dynamic factor. What is this dynamic factor? Is dynamic means it is ever changing. Say, if we observe in the last 6 months how our life has changed. The life has changed because of the reason that the COVID had come into our lives, and if I see many business have impacted by it. So, if I see in the near future, it is also that it is uncertain. So, this dynamism lead to uncertainty. When you have dynamism, it will lead to uncertainty, because if I am not knowing what will be changing, it is uncertainty, and this uncertainty creates turbulence in the environment. What is this turbulence? Turbulence is the disturbance. So, if I say the business environment is important and difficult to understand also because of these four factors. These are the complexity, dynamism, uncertainty and turbulence. Moving forward, if I say why do we see turbulence in the environment, why do we see how this turbulence is resulted? This turbulence results because of two main important reasons. The turbulence is resulted because of the reason which these reasons are the changeability. For example, if I say there is a demand for a particular product, fine. If I say you drink a cup of tea every day, you drink a glass of milk every day. So, it will not be rapidly changing, but there are certain products, say for example, I have written here the demand for the internet market is it has changed drastically during the COVID times. See, now also when we are taking the lectures, what has provoked us? The physical classroom's absence has provoked us to take these classes. So, what has resulted? It has resulted into a drastic change in the demand. So, the important why does turbulence is created, or how turbulence is created? So, the turbulence is created by changeability. When I see the demand of my product is changing, when I see the demand is fluctuating every day, there are certain things which demand changes. So, this changeability, it results into turbulence or in the environment, or the degree of turbulence is also dependent on it. For the products where the changeability is low, turbulence is low. For the product, the changeability is high, the turbulence is also high. The second thing is whether this changeability is predictable or not. What do we mean by predictability? Predictability means the demand or anything or any factor, is it predictable? Can we forecast it? For example, there are certain products or services where we know that the demand will be changed. For example, when I say the use of internet, when the use of internet has increased, so the instruments who are used in the internet services, their demand will be increased and it is predictable. But when we have a drastic change, then the demand is not predictable. So the turbulence arises because of two factors. The first is the changeability and the predictability, and we need to analyze these factors for the environment because we need to assess these two factors, that they are the parameters of the turbulence or they are the parameters to be measured. So coming to back to microfinance, this lead to a shift in studying the business environment of microfinance institution. Fine. What are microfinance institutions? Let us rewind up. Microfinance institutions are the institutions which are providing services of microfinancing. It may be loans, it may be credit, insurance and any other services to a particular class for their economic development. Now, why do we need this analysis for those microfinance institution? The first thing is we want to have a trend of the environment, in which environment we are working and how it will be changing, because the microfinance institution are working in an environment which is also changing, and the trends, the trends will be changed with the environment. To detect those changes, we need to study this environment. Secondly, suppose a microfinance institution is making a machine which is used for providing internet service. To forecast the demand or forecast the sale, it is important that we should have to study the scenario, and that is why we have to study the environment. Suppose I go in a region and produce something. Suppose I take you the example of the dairy product. Fine. I am going in a place where the dairy products are being sold. So, I need to forecast, and for forecasting I need to study the environment, how much people are using milk every day, who are the family members, what are their what is the size of the family, what is their income. All these things are helpful in forecasting the demand for a particular product. Then what can be the opportunities there? If I am going to a new place, so I must know what will be the opportunities, who are our competitors, they may be a threat to us. So at some point of time, when you see certain companies, say for example, when there was a time in Delhi, the Mother Dairy was the leader in providing the dairy products and the milk services. So the other companies have a threat from it, and they have to penetrate in the market, they have to make a separate strategy. So to formulating those strategy in the market, for example, if I say for the microfinance institution, it still become difficult when there are big players in the market. They are always a threat. Fine. So the small entrepreneurs have to make a strategy according to it. That is why they have to identify what are the opportunities and threat in the particular region, so that they get the information of the competitive environment. Competitive environment means who are the market players, who are in the market, who are providing their services at this point of time. Fine. And after that, we will set our objectives, that what should be our target now. Fine. So if I say, and we are moving further, it is very clear that by the environmental analysis only we will be able to set an appropriate objective for our institution. Secondly, we will be also ensuring its existence in the future. Fine. Ki my company will be existing or not, my institution will be existing or not. Fine. My company will be existing or not. This is also dependent on the environmental analysis. Fine. We have to analyze, and then only we can identify the alternatives which are available for our micro enterprises. Fine. For our micro enterprises, what are available to us, what alternatives are available to us, and then we will be making the strategies, the competitive strategies, so that my venture is sustainable. My venture is sustainable. Fine. And which type of venture I should be which type of venture I should be planning for. So, if I look to this slide, what it is telling us that the institutions or the micro enterprises who are asking for the microfinance, it is very important that we should be having a environmental analysis for those enterprises, so that we can get an idea of our objectives, how we have to perform and what will be the alternatives available to us, how we will be sustaining in the market. All these things will be helpful only by an environmental analysis which is done successfully. Fine. Now coming to environmental analysis, what can be the steps, how can we do it, how we will analyze the trend, how I am going to forecast. These are the certain questions which come into our mind, and if I say almost all the business entrepreneurs, all the young entrepreneurs, they are focusing on a term which is known as forecasting. Fine. And what is this forecasting is? Normally every day we hear this is forecasted, this is for this much cases are forecasted in COVID, this much GDP is forecasted. So why forecasting? Why forecasting? To avoid the strategic mistakes. See, the business is full of decision. Business, if I say what is business, business is when successful only when we take the right decisions. In order to make the business successful, we have to make certain plans, certain strategies, and these strategic mistakes may lead to the failures of the business. So, in that case, we have to analyze the environment, the trends, and then we come up with a tool that is known as forecasting. Fine. So, we will be coming with the forecasting, and what is that forecasting is? So, forecasting is when I do three things in the environment, when I input three things to the environment, that is, the first one is environmental scanning, second is the monitoring, and third is the intelligence. What is environmental scanning? Environmental scanning is when I observe all the variables of the environment. Later on in our slides, we will be going to what will be the environmental factors, what will be the environmental variables. So, scanning means I am going through all the variables which can be affecting my business. So, that is my environmental scanning. Then I come upon monitoring that, how these variables are performing, how they are behaving, how they are impacting my business. This all comes in what? This all comes in environmental monitoring. Then comes the last one, that is environmental intelligence. Once I have scanned my variables, once I have gone through my monitoring, then what is there? The next step is I have to be environmentally intelligent, so that I will be able to use these monitoring and use this scanning for my business decision. And based on these three input, I will be able to forecast, the trends, the options, the threats, and I will be setting my objectives. Fine. I think it may be clear to you all. See, you all are management students. It is very important for us to have a in-depth idea of the environmental analysis. So, whenever you are going in a company, it is important, say for example, you as a marketing executive you go, or as a manager you go there. So, it is very important in which environment is my company working on. Fine. So, now what are these features of this analysis? How should I do it? What should be the process for it? Fine. So, if I say environmental analysis, it is the first important thing, it is a holistic exercise. What is this holistic exercise? This process of analysis is developed by Ian Wilson, and he has been a pioneer for studying this analogy, which is applicable everywhere in the business. And the first thing is, it is a holistic exercise. What is this holistic exercise means? That means we are studying all the parameters, all the environmental factors which may be impacting our business. This we all know that the business environment is ever changing. No one will be denying this fact. If I say the time has gone, when there were 5 or 6 business houses running the economy, the time has gone now. Now there is a time Now there is a time where we have this ever changing environment, and this ever changing environment will be resulting for dynamism, will be resulting in dynamism. So, and all the factors will be equally important to us. When all these factors are important to us, we have to do this exercise, and this will be a holistic exercise which will be focusing on each and every parameter. Secondly, it is a continuous activity. Continuous means it is not that once I have done the environmental scanning, okay, now I will sit, I have made these strategies, now it is done and now I will be not doing it. No, it is a continuous process. For example, if I talk about the companies which are into retail business, fine, they were having their outlets in the malls and all, which are having their businesses. Now what has happened? Because of COVID, they have gone to online and e-commerce. So what they have done is they have adapted the new environment. And what is that new environment? This new environment is done when they have scanned the environment, when they have monitored the environment. Okay, now we have to change. Many companies, how many of you are now going to the markets? Almost 80% of the people are doing for online shopping. So e-commerce have become the new normal now. And this is how, when we go for a continuous activity and explore the alternatives for us, fine, exploring the alternatives for our sustainability, for our existence, that is the feature of environmental analysis. Summing up now, what is environmental analysis? Environmental analysis is when I am scanning the environment, when I am monitoring the environment, when what I am doing is I am forecasting the trends. How I am doing it? I am doing it holistically. It means that what is holistically? Studying all the parameters, analyzing all the parameters which are available to me, all the variables which are available to me, all the factors, and doing them in a continuous manner, not doing it once and sitting idle. No, it will not. For the sustainability, I have to scan, I have to monitor continuously, and at the end I have to explore. What? Explore the opportunities for my business, explore the strategies which are available to my business, because until and unless I am exploring these strategies for myself, I will not be sustainable. Fine. So, now I think that you would have got an idea of what environmental analysis is and how important it is. Fine. So, now one thing is that we are discussing the broader aspect of environmental analysis, fine, and we will be continuing it to narrow. It is very important that we should be knowing the objective of all these analytical part, then how it is impacting our business, especially the microfinance institution or the microcredit enterprises. Now, if I say what are the major components, think over just for few seconds. If I think over, there are certain factors which are the macro factors, which are the larger or the mega environment, means in which country if my company is in China, or if my country is in if my company is in US, if my company is in UK, it all makes a difference. So that is a mega environment, or the larger or the broader aspect of the environment, that is the mega environment. The second is the operating environment, which is relevant to our company. See, what is that operating environment? This we will be coming in the next slide. That is where my company is working or where I am performing, that is my operating environment. The third one is the micro environment. What is micro environment? Micro environment are the factors which are affecting my company. It may be the industry. For example, if I say textile industry has certain different variables from the IT industry, from the retail industry. So that is the micro environment which are affecting only industry or a particular company. They are the micro environment. So now, is it clear to you what are the three types of environment? The three types of environment. The first one is the macro or the mega environment. What is this macro environment? Macro environment are the larger factors, that is the economy, in which country my enterprise is existing, what type of country it is, what type of government there is, that is the mega or the macro environment. The second one is the operating or the relevant environment, that is the economy where my enterprise is existing, that is the operating environment. The third one is the industry or the competitive environment, that are the micro factors, means suppose for example the weather the weather in a particular region will be impacting the demand for the clothes. Fine. So, weather in a particular region is what? It is only for a particular industry. It may not be impacting to the other industry. Fine. The demand for phone will not be impacting by that particular weather. Clear? So, these are the components of environment, the external environment, which are impacting any business or any enterprises. Okay. Right now what we are discussing is, we are discussing the various components of the environment which are impacting my micro enterprise. Got my point? Okay. Now, when I have said you na, that we will be starting from the broader aspect. Okay. So, when I have started from the broader aspect, it was mega, and when we move further, we come to the operating environment. So, now see very carefully, every aspect is covered in this. The first thing, which type of market it is, what type of demand it is. You all have gone through managerial economics, fine. We all have gone through managerial economics in the first semester, and there we have studied different types of markets and different types of demand. So, the first operating environment includes, that is the, what are the different types of market, who are our competitors, and who are the marketing intermediaries. What are intermediaries? Say for example, if I am producing something, it is not important or compulsory that I may be selling directly to the consumer. I may have certain company who will be my retailer. So, they are termed as intermediaries. So, whenever I have started my business, I should always be knowing that who are my intermediaries, who are supplying my products in the market, or who can supply my products in the market, they are termed as intermediaries. Then are the suppliers. Suppliers are who? The intermediaries, maybe suppliers at times. Fine. Suppose we have CNF agent, we have wholesalers, they are all intermediaries, and suppliers are the people who supply to the customers. Fine. What are the financial institutions who are impacting my business, where I can get loan for working capital? They are the financial institutions. They are impacting my business, or who can help me in my business. They are the financial institutions. Then comes your regulatory provision. Who is regulatory? What are the regulatory bodies? Regulatory bodies are the bodies who are making rules for any business. For example, if I say microfinance institution, RBI is making rules, Government of India is making rules. So, the regulatory provisions, for example, the pollution board, they are making rule for the companies. So, these regulatory provisions are to be studied. Who are the regulatory bodies? What are the provision available to my companies? All these factors are also to be considered. Then, what is the industrial relation climate? You all may be remembering 1 or 2 years back, in the Manesar plant of Maruti, there was a conflict between the management and the workers, and that has impacted the performance of the company. Fine. The company has faced losses due to it. So, it is also important that how are the industrial relation in that particular environment. What type of labor structure we have, what type of labor force we have, is that skill level of the workforce matching with my requirement or not? Fine. So, all these parameters are important for an operating environment, and above all, now it has been added that is the e-commerce. What is that e-commerce? Now, at this point of time, everyone is going online. E-commerce plays a very important role in marketing of the products. So, whether we have adapted for it or not, these all factors are to be combined as seen as the operating environment for a particular company or a particular firm. Fine. This is what do you see on the slide is pastel analysis. I may not be discussing it in a very detailed manner because We will be discussing it later on. This lecture will be giving introduction about pastel, and then we will be later on we will be elaborating it. Fine. We have started from the environment. Fine. We have it started from the environment. What is business environment? How it performs, what are its nature, what are its features, and after that how we have to do it. Fine. So, when we have analyzed key what is the process, how important it is, we should be developing a technique to all do or to do all that. When we are developing a technique, fine, when we are developing a technique for environmental analysis, the one name come into our mind is pastel analysis. I think you people would have studied it in business environment also, but I am giving an overview here so that you may rememorize it, and after that what we are going is we will be discussing the it in detail in our next lecture also. Fine. So, what is pastel analysis? P stands for political, E stands for economic, S is for social, social and cultural, T is for technology, E is for environment and legal aspects. Fine. This pastel is an holistic exercise. What we have earlier discussed, holistic means comprising of all the variables, and the first thing is what? The first thing, the P is the political future. Political future means how the government has impacted my business, how the government is levying the taxes, what are the relation of my company with the government, what are the policies the government is making for my company, what type of product I would be selling in this type of market, what will be the cost, is the government setting up the prices or I can set the price of my product. All these things come under the political factors, which we will be discussing in elaborated manner how they impact us. The second one, socio-culture. What a socio or culture means? Socio-culture means the society in which my customer is living, how the society will be impacting its buying behavior, what is the culture there. Say for example, if I talk about the western culture, the western dresses, the western food, they are all very different from us and their businesses are also very different. Fine. And what is the attitude? If I talk about other countries, the attitude of work is different from India. Fine. They are capital rich countries, we are labor rich countries. So, this socio culture factors include this. Then comes your economic future. The economic future of any enterprise depends upon what will be the GDP. Much talk about in last few months or days is what will be the impact of GDP, what will be the inflation and the interest rate. All this impact my enterprise. All these factors impact my enterprise. So, we would be focusing on this also. And the technological future of my company, it is which technology is available in my country, can I adapt new technology, can we work on research, can we have patents for our products, can we have new innovations. All these things are the technological futures that we have to focus upon. And the environment, much talk about is the how the environment will be affecting and what are the laws which will be affecting my company. Fine. So, if I see I take a broader spectrum of the environment and the pastel analysis, which will be continued in your next lecture, but this pastel analysis I have given introduction so that you can be able to understand it in your next lecture. Thank you everyone, and I think that it will be an insight about your business environment, and now we will be focusing on the business environment for micro enterprises. Okay? Thank you so much students.